Today we're going to talk about something pretty amazing, the hidden superpowers of our dogs. And yeah, I'm talking about a talent that might be curled up at your feet right now. It's way more than just a wet nose and a wagging tail, I promise you.
No, I'm serious. Just think about it for a second. What if your dog, yeah, the one who goes nuts for belly rubs and can't resist a squirrel, had a legit superpower? One that could literally save your life. And look, this isn't some comic book stuff, it's real, and it's all down to some pretty amazing biology. All right, let's get into it. So what is this superpower we're talking about? Well, it all boils down to one single sense. A sense we humans totally take for granted. Their absolutely incredible, world-class sense of smell. And trust me, it's way, way more powerful than you probably think.
Okay, to really get a handle on this, let's put it in perspective. You and I, we have about 5 million scent receptors in our noses, which, sounds like a lot, right? But your dog? Your average dog has around 220 million. Let that sink in. That's more than 40 times more powerful than ours. They are literally living in a universe of smells that we can't even begin to imagine.
And it's not just about having more parts, it's about how they use them. Get this, when a dog is really focused on a scent, they can breathe in up to 300 times a minute. That's just this constant stream of information. They're basically refreshing their sensory data all the time, analyzing every single little piece of a smell to build this super detailed picture of the world, just with their nose.
Okay, that's cool, but how does smelling a fire hydrant translate to detecting a disease, right? Well, the science here is just fascinating, and it all comes down to something our bodies are giving off, literally as we speak. They're called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs for short. The easiest way to think about them is like a unique scent signature, kind of like a chemical aura that our bodies are always releasing through our breath, our sweat, you name it. But here's the kicker. When we get sick, when something's wrong inside, that chemical signature changes. It creates a brand new smell.
So the whole process is actually pretty simple when you break it down. Step 1, our bodies are always giving off that normal scent aura. Step 2, a disease comes along and changes that scent. And step 3, the dog's superpowered nose, with all those millions of receptors, picks up on that tiny, tiny change, a change that's completely invisible to us and even to a lot of our best medical equipment.
And look, this is not just some theory in a lab. This is happening right now. Dogs are using this ability to pinpoint some of the most serious diseases out there. So let's talk about what these four-legged heroes are actually capable of.
Honestly, the list is kind of mind-blowing. We're talking about everything from diseases like diabetes to neurological stuff like epilepsy and even, infectious diseases like COVID-19. It's wild. Let's dig into a few of these because they're pretty remarkable.
Let's start with a big one, cancer. This was actually one of the first areas where people really started to study this. And dogs have shown, time and again, they can identify all sorts of cancers. Melanoma, lung cancer, breast cancer, you name it. And often, they can do it at the earliest, most critical stages.
So just how good are they? Well, get this. A study in 2021 found that a trained dog was able to spot breast cancer from urine samples with 100% accuracy. Let that sink in for a moment. 100%. Perfect. That's a level of accuracy that could completely change the game for early diagnosis.
And it's not just cancer. This superpower works for metabolic conditions too. You've maybe heard of diabetic alert dogs. Well, they're becoming more and more common, and there's a really good reason why. They're basically a living, breathing alarm system for the person they live with.
So what are they actually smelling? It's a specific chemical, a VOC called isoprene. Our bodies release this stuff when our blood sugar takes a nosedive and gets dangerously low. We can't smell it at all. A glucose monitor might not even have picked it up yet, but the dog can, and that gives their owner critical time to do something about it. And of course, more recently, this amazing ability got put to the ultimate test against a global pandemic. You guessed it. The studies on dogs detecting COVID-19 have been, well, nothing short of astounding.
And here's the really crucial part. Their noses are so specific that they don't get confused by other common viruses like the flu. Think about what that means. In some situations, they are actually faster and even more reliable than our standard lab tests. That's incredible.
The list just keeps going. It even applies to really complex neurological conditions. Take epilepsy, for example. Dogs can often smell the unique chemical change that happens right before a seizure, giving their person a warning. And for Parkinson's, this is wild. Studies show they can even smell the difference between a patient who's taken their medication and one who hasn't.
So, okay,
After hearing all this incredible evidence, it naturally leads to a really important and honestly kind of frustrating question about where we go from here. If dogs are this good at it, why aren't we using these super sniffers more? I mean, really, why isn't this a standard tool in every hospital? We've got these amazing all-natural biosensors who are ready and willing to help, but they're still stuck on the sidelines of mainstream medicine. And that question gets even bigger when you look at the advantages. Using a dog for detection is fast. It's totally non-invasive. It's incredibly cheap compared to other tests, and as we've just seen, it can be unbelievably reliable.
So, yeah, the next time you look at your dog, remember this. They're not just a pet, not just a loyal friend. They're a potential lifesaver. They are a living, breathing key that could unlock the mysteries hidden inside our own bodies. So the real question isn't whether they can do it. The real question is, are we finally ready to listen to what their noses have been trying to tell us?